Hi guys, this is Miss Pebworth. Today I'm going to read Iggy Peck, Architect. This is a really great story. It's one of my favorite stories, and it is all about a very creative little boy. Iggy Peck, Architect. Look at all that fun illustration on that. Iggy Peck, Architect. Young Iggy Peck is an architect and has been since he was 2. When he built a great tower in only an hour with nothing but diapers and glue. An architect is somebody who designs and builds things. Many of you in this class are architects. You are really good at designing things and building things. When he was only 2, he built a tower out of diapers and glue. Look at his little body. Oops. Good gracious, Ignatius, his mother exclaimed. That's the coolest thing I've ever seen. But her smile faded fast as the light wind blew past and she realized those diapers weren't clean. Ignatius, my son, what on earth have you done? That's disgusting and nasty. It stinks. But Iggy was gone. He was out on the lawn, using dirt clods to build a great sphinx. When Iggy was 3, his parents could see his unusual passion would stay. He built churches and chapels from peaches and apples, and temples from modeling clay. Look at some of his inventions there. He reminds me of some of you guys. You're great inventors, great creators. At dinner one night, to his father's delight, Iggy got a bright gleam in his eye. And out on the porch, he built the St. Louis Arch from pancakes and coconut pie. Dear Ig had made it until 2nd grade when his teacher, Miss Lila Greer, on the very first day she had this to say: "We do not talk of buildings in here. Gothic or Romanesque, I couldn't care less about buildings, ancient or new." She said in her lecture about architecture that it had no place in grade 2. That night seemed severe. But she was sincere, for when she was no more than 7, she had a great fright at a dizzying height in a building so tall it scraped heaven. On an architect's tour of the 95th floor, young Lila got lost from the group. This is why the teacher doesn't like buildings, because when she was little, she got lost in a really tall building. So she has bad memories from it and bad emotions about it. She was found 2 days later, stuck in an elevator, eating cheese with a French circus troupe. After that day, it's quite safe to say, she thought all building lovers were nuts. As a teacher, she taught that above all, one ought to avoid them. No ifs, ands, and buts. This is a really good background story for understanding why somebody doesn't like something. If you meet somebody and they don't like something, you might ask what the background story is. Why don't they like that? What happened to them? And sometimes it's because they've had some kind of bad experience, and it's hard to work through those emotions sometimes. As you might guess, it would cause Iggy stress to hear such terrible talk. But he didn't hear. He sat in the rear while building a castle of chalk. Look at his castle of chalk. Holy cow. All those chalk pieces put together. You, Iggy Peck, your desk is a wreck. Tear down that castle right now. You will not build in here. Is that perfectly clear? Do you need to see Principal Howe? No, ma'am, Iggy said. He lowered his head. His heart sank down to the floor. With no chance to build, his interest was killed. Now, 2nd grade was a bore. After 12 long days that passed in a haze of reading, writing, and arithmetic, Miss Greer took the class to Blue River Pass for a hike and an old-fashioned picnic. They're headed on a field trip. They crossed an old trestle to a small island nestled in the heart of a burbling stream. But no sooner passed than the footbridge collapsed. And Miss Lila Greer started to scream. "Oh, we're trapped here, oh my! Alas, kids, goodbye!" Her eyeballs rolled back in her head. She dropped to the ground with a vague groaning sound. Oh, luckily fainted, not dead. Okay, so they crossed the bridge to the island for their field trip, and then the bridge collapsed. And they're all trapped on the island, and their teacher freaked out. She didn't know what to do, so she fainted. The class, oops, did I miss a page? No, I guess not. The class was amazed. They stood there quite dazed, uncertain of what they should do. But one bright young man was off hatching a plan which started with Miss Lila's shoe. Soon each lad and lass there at Blue River Pass was working together as one. Look at some of the jobs that they're doing there. Have you figured out who's leading this? Starting with one little shoe. Go Iggy Peck. And when she came to, Miss Lila Greer knew that something quite brave had been done. She looked in the air and she saw hanging there a structure with cables and braces. And on the far side, beaming with pride, were 17 smiling young faces. Boots, tree roots and strings, fruit roll-ups and things, some of which one should not mention, were stretched ridge to ridge in a glorious bridge dangling from shoestring suspension. Good thing they had Iggy Peck the architect with them. Built a suspension bridge out of all their little knickknacks. It came clear to Miss Lila Greer as she crossed that bridge over the stream. There are worse things to do when you're in grade 2 than to spend your time building a dream. Now every week at Blue River Creek Elementary in 2nd grade, all the school kids can hear, along with Miss Greer, how the world's greatest buildings were made. The weekly guest speaker in t-shirt and sneakers talks of buildings from Rome to Quebec. Of course, he's the guy who builds towers from pie, that brilliant young man, Iggy Peck. My challenge to you is to do something that Iggy Peck would be proud of. So this week at home, today at home, I want you to try to build something. Use random things. His first thing he built was out of dirty diapers. I don't recommend that. But use what you can find. Use pieces of cereal, Cheerios, and build a tower. Use sticks in your backyard, or use your toys and turn them into some other kind of creation, and try to build a building, or try to build a bridge, or try to be creative and think like an architect. And it will break and it will fail, and you will keep trying and you'll keep making it stronger and better, because that's what you know how to do. So be an architect today. Invent something new, try something out, and see if it works. So bye class, good luck. If you do make something, will you please send me a picture of it, because I'm really interested. And remember, it's okay to make mistakes, because it will fall down. Your first bridge is not going to be the best bridge. Your first building is not going to be the tallest building, but you know how to persevere. I know you do. Send me a picture if you do something really interesting. Be like Iggy Peck. Bye-bye.